students. How are you? Fine? Okay. Let us start the next topic of this chapter, intelligence and ability. That is aptitude. Aptitude and aptitude measurement. In this part, I will cover three things: aptitude, its measurement; achievement, its uses and its measurement; and interest and interest measurement. All are related to this intelligence also, but they are different to each other. Now, aptitude, it is a natural ability. It is a natural ability. It is said that it is innate, it is inherited. But if you just take the dictionary meaning of aptitude, that covers that attitude is innate, it can be acquired, it can be learned, it can be developed in a or within a several competence. But I just make it to you clear that aptitude is mostly it is innate, it is inherited ability to do something, to do some task. Well, if a person has aptitude of anything, for painting, for drawing, for singing, for playing any instrument, that can be improved to some extent. But without having the aptitude, it is very, very difficult. One cannot reach up to the maximum of the ability without having the aptitude of that type. So, there are certain points which I have just written down here to define what do we actually mean by the term aptitude. So, first point, it is aptitude is a natural ability for what? To do some or certain kind of activities or to do some work. For example, if a child is very good in painting or if a child is very good in drawing, we will say that the child has the natural ability of painting or drawing. It is a special ability based on innate traits or hereditary traits. Traits means the qualities, characteristics. So it is a special ability. There are several types of special abilities one has. One may be very much efficient in cooking or in doing some mechanical work or in performing some clerical work or in music or in art or in dancing. So this is a special ability, a special type of potential it is. Outstanding attitudes are considered talents. We usually use this term that Mr. X is very talented. He is a very talented dancer, he is a very talented singer. So those special qualities, those special abilities, those special characteristics which are of very outstanding type are considered as talent. Aptitude may be physical or mental. It may be related to our physical strength, physical qualities, physical characteristics, or it is mental. Most of the time when we talk about the aptitude, we always talk in terms of mental aspect of the aptitude, because we always talk about some specific or special abilities, and that is of course related to the mental aspect, mental cognitive aspect, cognitive functioning, cognitive activities. So special ability related to the cognitive abilities. So it may be physical or it may be mental. Aptitude is inborn potential. It is it is inborn potential in a sense to do certain kind of activities, certain kind of work. Knowledge, culture and education has little to do with aptitude. As I discussed earlier, as I told you that knowledge, cultural differences, cultural variation or level of education cannot play a significant role in increasing the amount of aptitude. Without having the aptitude of singing, without having the aptitude of drawing or the painting, in spite of your several effort or giving the training, you cannot make a person perfect in drawing, painting, or in any related field. If you do not have the aptitude of cooking, you will not be a very good chef. So that is why it is said that knowledge, culture, and education has little role to do with aptitude, means it has little to do in improving the aptitude level or its amount. Aptitude cannot be improved too much. Why? Because it is a natural ability. So since it is a natural ability, with certain effort, with maximum effort, one can improve to certain level, but not too much. You cannot improve it to the its highest or its peak level, because it is a natural potential, it is a natural ability which one has. Aptitude and ability differs also. Aptitude and ability differs also because aptitude is potential, and there are several potential in a child which had to be tapped in. If you do not try to seek or search, try to take it outside or try to make it uh, significant, it will have no impact. So aptitude and ability differs to some extent. No doubt they are related to each other also, but they differs too. Aptitude involves attitude and ability. Well, I just covered it. Was attitude and ability. Yes. What is attitude? Attitude is a readiness to do something. And ability is your capability, your capacity to do something. So your attitude, you may have the positive or negative attitude. You may have the favorable or unfavorable attitude towards the object, towards situation, or towards any person. But ability is different, though it involves, both are also involved. Aptitude can be used for prediction. It means there are several types of aptitude to test which is applied for the selection of the students in various level of exams, in medical or in engineering or in polytechnic or in agriculture field or even in the banking services. We Why do we use the or apply aptitude test? Just for making prediction, because the purpose of the organizations are to select those ones who are competent or who are who have the aptitude of performing or doing the job, doing the work. So, with the help of this aptitude or with an aptitude test, we can be able to make predictions whether in future the candidate, the chap will get success or he will be a failured person. So for this kind of prediction also we use aptitude. Now come to the most important aspect, that is measurement of aptitude. Aptitude, what is the measurement of aptitude? Aptitude can be measured with the help of the psychological test. So those tests which are designed, which are constructed to measure the special abilities of the person, of the children, are known as aptitude tests. So aptitude tests are those types of psychological instruments, standardized tests constructed to measure the aptitude level or special abilities. Now there are several ways through which we measure aptitude. In a very broader sense, aptitude tests, since it is aptitude, tests are used to measure the aptitude. So broadly, aptitude tests can be divided in two broader categories. One is general aptitude test. It is also called multi-aptitude test. And second is specific aptitude test. In another classification, we can also classify all the aptitude tests in four broader categories with which they are concerned. That is, one way is visual and hearing ability test or aptitude test. Second one is motor or manual test of aptitude. Third one is mechanical aptitude test. And fourth one is clerical aptitude test. In visual and hearing, we can also put all the musical and artist tests are there. Motor or manual test, it covers maximum of the performance related test. Mechanical aptitude test is concerned and related to the maximum mechanical abilities type work like arrangement of certain pieces, instrumental parts or something. It also covers the mechanical reasoning test and clerical aptitude test, which covers different types of abilities particularly those type of abilities in which we are concerned with the speed of the candidate, working speed. But mostly we apply these two broader categories of test to measure aptitude. In general aptitude test, there are 3 to 4 tests which are very much popular in measuring aptitude. Among these tests, the most popular tests are first GATB. What is GATB? GATB is General Aptitude Test Battery. When in the test, when we use the term battery, you always remember that it consists a number of tests. More than 2 tests are the part of this test. So that is why you use this battery. General Aptitude Test Battery, it is a most famous test of aptitude which is popular in almost all countries. It is a very broader test, and particularly in USA, this test is frequently used. Not only in USA, but it has been converted in several other languages of the other countries, and this test is being used. I will just come to it. Another popular one is BAT. Differential Aptitude Test. Differential aptitude test, it is also a very famous test, broadly used, most popular one. Another test of this type, which is also very famous, is Flanagan's aptitude classification test. This is called FACT. Flanagan's, this is the name of the psychologist, aptitude classification test. Among all these 3 very popular tests, these 3 are the very popular one. I will concentrate more over this first one because it is the part of your course. These tests are only mentioned. Flanagan's test of aptitude is so broad that it takes 10.5 hours in completion. So this test is used in 3 different sets, and minimum time requirement is 7.5 hours to 10.5 hours. So it takes so much time. Now let us come to the GATB. This test of general aptitude was developed in 1962 in USA and developed by United States Employment Services. 1962, this test was developed by United States Employment Services. Initially, this test was developed for the selection of the army personnel for the armed forces, but later on it is used by schools, colleges, universities for children, for particularly for the adolescents and adult groups people, and for vocational and guidance purposes. So the basic aim even of all the aptitude tests are, there are two basic aim for every aptitude test, whether it is a general one or whether it is a specific one, which measures specific abilities. The first objective is to for the use of the guidance and counseling purpose. So based on the scores on these tests, the counselor or the career counselor or the persons who are in the role of counselor can guide the employees or the person to which direction one should go. And the another objective is employees selection. Employee selection for job recruitment, these tests are used. So come to this getup. This is a widespread test of aptitude. This test has 12 sets, 12 subtests, in which 8 subtests are verbal type and rest of the 4 subtests are non-verbal types. Of non-verbal types. Now, these non-verbal type tests are used for some specific purpose. This getup measures ability, 9 specific abilities of the person. Now, what are these 9 specific abilities which are measured by this getup? These are: first, G, general intelligence. Let's come one to this one, it would be better. V, it is verbal ability. N, numerical ability. S, fourth, it is S, spatial ability. Fifth, P, it is form perception. Six, it is Q, clerical perception. Seventh, it is clerical perceptions. Seventh is K, it is motor coordination. Eighth one is F, it is finger dexterity. Dexterity means kusalta, kusal, skilled. Ninth one is M. It is manual dexterity. So these are uh, the nine types of aptitude. M, it is manual dexterity. Now these are the nine types of specific abilities which this test measures. So I repeat it once again. General intelligence, G, V, verbal ability and numerical ability. S, spatial ability. P, form perceptions. Q, clerical perception. K, motor coordination. And F, finger dexterity, and M, manual dexterity. So the last two, eighth and ninth aptitudes are particularly measured with the help of four non-verbal tests. So out of 12 sub-tests in this general aptitude test, the four non-verbal types of tests are meant to measure this finger dexterity and manual dexterity. Now all these are specific type of abilities which we require for getting job as well as to get success in any job. Now the most important aspect of this test is, and why it is so important, why it is so popular. Now with the help of this aptitude test, the administrator can be able to measure the specific aptitude including the general one. Now I tell you, I make it more clear. You always remember this test, the time requirement is minimum 2.5 hours. So the candidate, the person who scored high on this test is fit for getting numerous jobs. The person who score lower, they are considered to be the one who failed to qualify it. So those one who qualified the test are considered to be fit for the job, and those who failed to qualify it are reported to be not suitable for the job. Now, the advantage of this test is that these two nine type of aptitudes are particularly related to 22 occupational ability pattern. Means 22 occupational pattern which are required for the jobs can be measured through this test, and it covers 500 jobs. It is too much. Itself, it is too much. So, with the help of these 22 occupational ability pattern, the administrator can be able to select the candidate for up to the 500 jobs. So, sometimes what happens, suppose the candidate has applied for a particular job. With the help of the test score, the administrator becomes able to convey him that, gentlemen, you are not fit for the job for which you have the dream, but you are fit for these and these jobs. These are the other patterns for which you are fit, so you can have a choice for that. So this is the one advantage. And career counselor, this is how can be able to guide the candidates, persons, that your interest is in this field but your aptitude is in these and these areas, so why not you go to for this job. The second advantage is that candidates, concerned candidates, are becomes able to know their limit for the job, their weaknesses, their weak points. Now, what the career counselor do? Career counselor, on the basis of the score of the candidates, he prepares a profile of the candidate based on these 22 occupations and then match his score with the jobs which have already been enlisted in this test, and then give the final suggestion, final advice. So this is the advantage of this GetUp test. That is why it is very popular one. Now, I would like to talk something about this DAT, Differential Aptitude Test. Differential Aptitude Test has 8 subtests through which it measures the different level of abilities, and in that the abilities which are included are 8 types of abilities are there, related to verbal ability, related to numerical ability, related to abstract reasoning, related to speech, related to vocabulary, related to spelling abilities, and like this, and reasoning ability. So these are the abilities which are covered in the DAT, and this test also requires 2 hours or the 2.5 hours, and on the basis of the score, profile is made, and the same way the counselor can guide or provide the advices to the candidates. Now come to the Flanagan's Flanagan's aptitude classification test. That is a very exhaustive test that has the more than 21 sets of aptitude that it measures, and 3 major subtests are there in Flanagan's. 3 different sittings it can be used only, and it takes up to the 10.5 hours. So in a single sitting it is very difficult to apply the Flanagan's chart. So that is why this GetUp is more popular test which we use in measuring the aptitude. Now come to some specific test of aptitude. A specific test of aptitude means those tests which are used to measure special abilities. Several popular special abilities tests are there. Mostly the most popular one are the mechanical test, mechanical aptitude test, mechanical reasoning test, clerical perception test or the clerical aptitude test, and musical or music and artist test. So these are the more specific aptitude tests which are used. You all must have seen the programs which are being carrying on TV, like talent search programs related to dance or the music programs, singing. All these are the way of measuring the specific aptitudes. So similarly, to measure these tests, we use these mechanical tests are the clerical test for the specific aptitudes. These are also very popular, but the beauty of the general aptitude test batteries are that these are the very exhaustive test and measures aptitude in different areas and very helpful in job seekers. It is said that if a candidate who inspired to join a job and has not gone through the get-up is useless for him. It is said in United States. So one must go through the uh, get-up, get the scores, prepare the profile and get the advices from the counselors. So this is all about this aptitude test and its measurement. Tomorrow I will take up the achievement test, interest and how do we measure interest. So thank you very much.